Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show and happy Independence Day Eve. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight's title, Independence. I've got a thought to share, but briefly, um, for anyone who's out there joining us, whichever platform you're out there on, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, be sure to say something in the chat so we know you're here. The readings we get to in order here, so say something and I'll get you on the list. The first time there's no charge for readings, but going forward after that, it's $10 per card, or you can pay $100 and cover the entire month for readings, which I highly recommend. Saves you a bit of money there. So that's 3 nights a week, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So we normally do these live readings. So before I turn it over to Christopher for the evening, I've got a thought about what makes us independent. And Ram Dass, one of my favorite teachers, discusses at length simultaneously experiencing objective reality, as if all of us are one and the same, and subjective reality, where we each have our own point of view. Now, to sum all of that up, he presents this concept of keeping your game clean across all levels of reality. And now, this takes consistent effort to go after and retrain unhelpful behaviors that keep us from becoming truly independent. So, good luck in that quest. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hey, great evening, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July Eve. Happy Independence Day. So, I wanted to light this incense in honor of you and the path that you're on, and knowing unequivocally that you are aligned right now to your highest good, and it's going to get gooder. It's going to get even better. And that the support that you have will always be there. You don't necessarily know how or why, but it's absolute trust and knowing, because when I get to the group card tonight, you'll understand it has to do with these higher spiritual beings, these angels. And we'll talk about that, but this is for you to know that you're on the right path. So great blessings to you. That's the incense for tonight. And then I wanted to talk a little bit about independence. Some of us are more up to par on the history of the United States, but gaining independence. But what I want to talk about a little bit more tonight is it's when we've emptied ourselves of all of our stories and all of our roles and allowed ourselves to feel completely lost in the middle of nowhere, lacking maps, compass, then something extraordinary happens. It's completely letting go. So when my mother passed, if many of you have read my book, it's called Trestle Creek, Things the Dead Fear. When she was passing away, I was holding her hand. She was letting go of her family, her money, her house, her pets, her career, her clothes, her makeup, everything. But it was in order to transform. So this experiencing this type of liberation, this type of real independence and freedom from all that you believe is real and true, opens you up to an incredibly vast array of possibilities. So I know on a small scale Your contributions help broaden your knowledge about and around yourself. But in the bigger picture here, and why Ken and I are doing this show, it's really a form of shamanic training in honing your own psychic abilities, whatever those psychic abilities may be. I'm not talking about seeing through walls, but that might be a possibility. But it's whatever your particular ability is, to be able to hone that and to feed those gifts is extremely important. And so the contributions are about really an energy exchange. It's about the opportunity for you to invest in yourself for not only the self-knowledge, but for the all-encompassing knowledge, which is all about really freedom and letting go of these belief systems that some of us, they've been with us so long, we didn't even know we had. And so one of my favorite books is by Alberto Villoldo, okay? And it's called The Wisdom Wheel. And it's Villoldo. Really incredible, really a highly recommended book. But for instance, being independent from our physical ailments. I wanted to share this with you. Remember that for shamans, illnesses don't exist. Only sick people exist. Illnesses are a symptom and expression of the story you are living and the myths that possess you. Illnesses are a symptom and expression of the story you are living and the myths that possess you. So it's the willingness to let go of the myths or the stories that have been passed through our families, maybe through generations, through society, through friends. Then letting go of those opens you up to really amazing possibilities. So that's what the show is about tonight, is about true independence, especially from these myths that we all carry around. So I start off with each show with a group card. And many of you have said to me, if you've been on the show a long time, that you can actually feel the energy from the show. And this one in particular, this has to do with angelic frequencies, very, very high frequencies, and allow them into your life, and to know that there are angels around you. Many times when I do a private reading for people, I do see people that have passed to the other side. I see entities that are not necessarily good, but that person is needing to see that or understand that, because they've been walking around thinking their thoughts and thinking that their thoughts are their thoughts, and they're actually many times not their own thoughts. But in this case, this is your angelic frequency. This is your attunement with the divine, with Source. So this card and this show is about pouring down this angelic frequency to you in full force, knowing that you're guided and that angels are drawing close to you at this time. And are you willing to let go of the idea that if you feel this angelic presence, that it's just your imagination? Your imagination is actually a tool to be able to sense these type of beings. So believe it and trust it. And this gives you the power and the potential to reach for the stars. I know, JC, we talked about this with you the other night. With you, I believe you got the star card, and it's like reaching for the stars, not giving a care or worry about what other people think. It doesn't matter. But knowing that all of your efforts are being internally and externally made, and that it will bring you blessings and opportunities. So that's the group card. What a beautiful message, right? That's true independence. And to be willing to let these angels communicate to you what your myths are, what the stories you've been telling yourself. Okay, let's move into our group tonight. Ashley Siskowski's the first one on tonight. Nice to have you first, Ashley. And then we've got Marilyn Pitts, Abby, and Marilyn. Madeline Allen, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. Teresa, love having you. Rosie, I believe you're new. Thank you for being here. JC, thanks for being here. Gina, Amanda Vaughn, it's great to have you. You're here for the first time. And Heather, thank you. So as Kenan said at the beginning of the show, first reading is absolutely no charge. If you want to continue to participate in the next week, and especially for the month of July, it's $100 for the entire month. Or you can just do by it's $10 per reading per night. So you can do it either way, whatever works out. And you can pay on Venmo. It's Christopher LaPrath in Venmo. You can Zelle. You have to have my phone number, so you might want to message me on either Instagram or Facebook, and I can give you my phone number to Zelle me. Me and Kenan, it's both of us. It helps us keep the show going. So, actually, here we go. All right, Ash. Are you willing to release and clear all fear of debt? Let's talk about this. There's something churning. You've had the flu or you've had food poisoning in the past, and you feel this, right? But once you throw up, you feel so much better. So if you're aware of the fear of debt, notice that. What was it that you ate the day before? Who was it you were around that you may have caught the flu from? Or what was it that you ate that caused the food poisoning, actually? And are you, every day, every moment, are you feeding the fear? Or are you feeding the abundance? This is you coming into more peace around the situation. Swords are like thoughts. It's quieting the mind around this money thing. And are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate all fear of poverty, or poverty having any hold over you at all? And do you release, clear, destroy, and uncreate owing? Owing. There's something with owing. Yeah, so whatever this is, it's clearing, because this peace card is coming through for you, but it's laying down your thoughts. So anytime you're triggered by a worry about a bill or worry about money, turn it around and go abundance. Go look at some houses. Go look at some new clothes. Go focus on the abundance. Change it around. Now, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? How do you get to play in Carnegie Hall? Practice, 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 practice. I don't know if you've all heard that old joke, but it's to say there's a good meaning behind it. Practice. This is going to take practice. And so when we talked about in Alberto Villoldo's book, when he talks about the liberation and freedom from all you believe to be real and true in order to become open to a vast array of possibilities, it takes meditation. It's one of the practices. Absolutely meditation. Not doing, but meditating. Okay, Marilyn Pitts, here we go. Jeff, welcome to the show. Nice to have you. Happy 4th of July. So Marilyn, a really good Epsom salt bath. And the smell of roses. There's something with the smell of roses, also rose quartz. But you're going through a cleanse in the next few days. There's so if you might be feeling off, headachy, whatever, it's coming up to cleanse. So just know the energy is moving, and it's energy that no longer serves you to your best and highest. Yeah, this is the swamp card. So just even eating more fruits and vegetables, just eating better will help you do that. But there's like this cleanse that's really important physiologically, because we're humans, we're creatures here on this earth, but we have this high spiritual vibration. So it can when you're cleaning out these old beliefs and this old stuff that's no longer serving you, it can affect you sometimes physically. But know that that's coming up to leave. Good thing. It's really a good thing. It's like your swamp is draining to be able to be turned into a garden. All right, my dear Abby and Marilyn. So Abby, this is the are you willing to let go of telling yourself you're not good at meditation, or that you get distracted with meditation, or blah 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 blah? If you close your eyes, you go into meditation for 30 seconds, do you beat up on yourself that you weren't in meditation for a minute? Or do you tell yourself, you know what, I did 30 seconds, that's really good. Even doing it for an extremely short period of time, you build up that, I used to tell myself when I buy a gym membership, well, at least I went to the gym. I may not have really done a really good workout, but at least I went, I did a little bit. That's the important thing with that. But this is what with you, Abby, it's like you were raised in Judge Judy's court, where you had all these judgments on you from other people. And so a lot like Marilyn's card, this is losing those judgments. Absolutely losing those judgments. And being more balanced. There's a tremendous amount more balance coming into your life. Also, Abby, get you can get like a ball about this size. Like I even use rocks, like round rocks, and Marilyn Pitts and Marilyn Maddox, the three of you, roll the bottom of your feet on these, or any round ball, anything that you have. That's going to help you release stuff that no longer serves you. Okay. All right, my dear Marilyn. And then we've got Madeline. Welcome again. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back in case some of you were just joining. The point of this show is, yes, I give you a reading personally, but it's also training all of you in this psychic ability, in honing your psychic capability. That's kind of the energy flow that I have behind the scenes going on throughout the show. So any of you that have been on the show for a long time, I know you've texted me and we've talked. There's been tremendous improvement, like you've noticed it. So thank you all for telling other people about the show, giving them the opportunity. So here we go. Can we pull up the list again? There we go. Thank you. All right, my dear Marilyn. So, Marilyn, I don't know, remember when you first started cooking and you burned stuff or the cake fell? You didn't give up on cooking because you really needed to eat. Okay? And then after a while you didn't really have anybody else to cook for you, so you began to cook for yourself. So I'm going to read this to you again. This is from Alberto Villoldo's book. Remember that for shamans, illnesses do not exist. Illnesses are a symptom and expression of the story you are living and the myths that possess you. So anywhere it's about releasing and clearing all judgment okay, all judgment around other people being healed but you not being healed, other people being rich but you not being rich. This is, and so I'm going to go back up to Ashley Sisowski, or actually anybody on the show that does this. I used to do a lot of either ors. Either they're rich or I'm not. It's like tearing down the boundaries around that. It worked for the founder of Unity Church. What's her name again? I'll remember it, Marilyn. But Fillmore. Myrtle Fillmore. Yeah, Myrtle Fillmore. Myrtle Beach. I should remember that. You live in Myrtle Beach. You're a minister for Myrtle. You're actually a minister for Myrtle Beach. So release, clear, destroy, and uncreate all either ors around healing and being healed. Okay. Madeline, thanks for being here. Welcome to the show. Love having you here. Queen of Cups. Anywhere, Madeline, where you have had a myth, a belief system around ego, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that ego is bad, or if I step out, I will appear egotistical. If I do this thing, I will be egotistical. And anywhere where you have been taught that children should be seen and not heard, or anywhere you've been taught that children should not be seen and not heard, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that now? You are a queen, Queen of Cups. Being safe with expressing your emotions. So if you go to a restaurant and you get sick from food poisoning, do you keep going back to that restaurant? No. So this is, once the story comes up, having somebody listen to this rendition of your life, it's a story. Be free of going back to it and retelling it and retelling it. It's not you. You are the queen. You get to tell the energy where it gets to go and how it gets to go and how your life gets to be. It's like taking responsibility, coming more into your power, being absolutely in your power without blame or shame or guilt toward anyone or from anyone. Done. Yeah, this is helping break the lineage from how women were treated in your family, or the belief systems that the women had in your family. Okay, my dear Teresa, here we go. You ready? Oh, all right. Knight of Discs. Okay, so I had a client, I had a boss years ago. And I went up to him and I said, listen, you're going to have a very weird experience this weekend. He goes, well, we are going to Sedona, Arizona. I said, okay, well, and he just kind of scoffed at me, like he didn't really believe anything I did. So anyway, he comes back Monday and he was kind of white. And I go, what happened? He goes, we went up to they have a huge church that's in a vortex. It's a big vortex in Sedona, but there's this beautiful church built in and around this vortex. And he went up with his wife and he lit a candle for his grandmother who was in the hospital. He lit a candle. When he walked out of the church, his phone rang, and his grandmother had died 5 minutes before, at the exact time that he was lighting the candle. So he and his wife went down to a cabin by the creek, way out of town, no lights. He woke up in the middle of the night and the ceiling was glowing red, like there was a red spotlight up there. And he even got up on a chair and looked around to see, if it was a fire alarm, if it was a smoke alarm. No lights in the room at all. And then it disappeared. So my point of telling you this story, Teresa, is you're needing to get away by a river for a couple of days. You're needing a change of setting. You're needing a change of you're needing to get into nature. This is the night of discs. It's like looking to the west for I want to call it enlightenment or for ahas, but you're needing some downtime. Just you and your horse. Okay, so you don't have a horse, but it's just that time you're being downloaded and you're needing a little bit of change of scenery. That's the word. Okay. All right, Rosie, thank you for being on the show. Great to have you for the first time. Welcome. So when I saw this card, Rosie, the minute I saw Viceroy cigarettes. So there's somebody around you that's on the other side that smoked. And are you willing to let go of any fear, any passed down family fear around illness and around sickness? Free of the fear of, because our thoughts are very strong, that our thoughts create our reality. So this is clearing all of that fear around illness or disease or any of that around that. This is the victory card. Focus on the victory. Focus on that those are the belief systems. You're here to do shamanic work. And to heal. You've gone through some stuff where you have had to heal. But what a great place to teach others from is from that aspect of you healing and helping others heal. You're on the right path. You're really good. You can help people you can help people be aware of their belief systems. and then began helping them question their belief system as to really, is that really for their best and highest? Because, you know, if somebody smokes, it doesn't do any good to knock a cigarette out of their hand. They're going to just pick up another cigarette when you're not looking, right? I'm not talking about that kind of a thing, but it's like letting them know, gosh, oh gosh, you know, that really stinks, right? It's approaching it from another, having them look at their belief systems from another aspect, rather than go, that belief system is bogus. People get really defensive. Okay, so you're moving into that, like studying psychology, that type of thing would be really good. Okay, all right, JC, welcome to the show again. Thank you for being here. Are you willing to let go, release, clear, destroy, and uncreate all cruelty toward yourself or cruel thinking about and toward yourself? I'm gonna direct that to everybody on the show tonight. Are you willing to let go, release, clear, destroy? These are tiny little needles. They're not swords. Swords. One sword will kill you, but so will 1,000 needles. So this is, be around people, JC, that only build you up and only build other people up. Removing the needles of self-cruelty, to do that is to help build other people up. Then they in turn help to build you up. Only be around these really strong people and allow them, without taking offense, without taking it personally, to remove some of these needles that you've done to yourself. And it wasn't really you've done to yourself. It's what you were led to believe about yourself. It's not true. That's all leaving. Wow.
Now, JC said also the next morning after that last reading, they received an email for a huge opportunity at New York.
Oh my gosh! So you received a really good email from. So JC said, the next morning they received an email for a huge opportunity in New York. Well, that's great. That's fantastic. So you're up for it. So in any way, shape, or form, JC, only build yourself up. You wouldn't have had that offer if you were not up for it. So negative thinking ain't welcome at your door. No. Okay. All right, Gina. Thanks for being here. Then we've got Amanda, Heather, Jeff, Laura, Kat, Jared, Tiffany. Okay. Great show tonight. Happy Independence Day. All right, Gina Bobina. Here we go. This is changing your frequency. So growing up, I grew up in northern Idaho. Electric fences were really popular. But you touch the electric fence once, Gina, and let me tell you, you look out. Every time you see a fence, you look for that electric wire. Once a fence is electric, it's pretty much always electric. I'm not going to go back to that fence and touch that fence again. I'm not going to go back and touch it to see if it's electric. So I'm getting a little bit ticked. Anywhere, Gina, where anyone's tried to electrocute you or shock you, let's put it that way, or mess with your lifestyle, mess with your current, believe them the first time, don't go back to that fence. Oh, but they're my relatives. With relatives like that, who needs enemies? Right, Marilyn Pitts? Marilyn's had some really amazing personal readings, and so you're moving out of the coulds, shoulds, need tos, have tos. This is the rainbow, but it's like being done with, it's like sharp people. It's like barbed wire people. In no way, shape, or form do you have to put up with that at all. And you're done doing that. And you're getting really good at it. But also, if something activates you, pay attention to it. Go, oh, this might be a gift here. If I'm getting upset about this, where's the gift in this for me? I told this on the show before about the little boy that woke up, or that ran into his room on Christmas morning, and his bedroom was full of horse crap, right to the ceiling. And he ran right out to the garage, got a shovel, and started digging through the horse crap. And his parents were going, what are you doing? And he goes, well, with all this horse crap, there's got to be a pony in here somewhere. Okay, so Gina, use that. If you're activated and you get upset, that is a gift. The universe showing something that is coming up in you that is important for you to clear. So pay attention to it. And then you've got a great community there. Ask Teresa. Go, hey, what's going on here? I'm open. Tell me what's going on. Amanda Vaughn, great to have you on the show for the first time. Oh, okay, Amanda. Release. Are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate anywhere that you are not good enough, a bad parent, blah, 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 blah. You have done amazing, amazing things. Can you just acknowledge some of that? More. It has nothing to do with ego. We're going to go back to the beginning of the show. It has nothing to do with ego. This is you stepping up, but laying down, never picking up these swords of self-deprecation in any way, shape, or form. Never, never, never. Giving you a little help here with clearing out the clearing out the fog of others and their self-deprecating words towards you, sending lots of energy around that. Like literally, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, 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 right? This is being aware of these projections that have been put upon you that are not true. They're not true. Return to sender, return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. It's like clearing your field of these invasive, detrimental accusations and BS. Woo! That was good. Good one, Amanda. And I'm doing that for everybody on the show. Anybody that has that issue, clearing that. Okay, Heather, thanks for being here. We got Jeff, Laura, Kat, Jared, and Tiffany. Here we go. Happy Independence Day. Heather McBriar. Gain. Listen, Heather. If your laundry detergent isn't working, use something else. Try something else. This is you getting out of old habits, or just you free of buying the same laundry detergent. This is a metaphor, obviously. Buying a different laundry detergent, or trying different things, using different things, and you'll find the right formula. In other words, don't give up. Don't give up. Keep going. Keep going. But you're right. The old ways aren't serving you anymore. And how can I make this best for me? And are you ready to release, clear, destroy, and create? Trying new things for fear, or not trying new things for fear of what other people will think. Was it the guy that invented the light bulb that did it 1,000 times and failed? Oh my God, are you still trying? What? You failed 1,000 times. Are you going to give it up? Was it Benjamin Franklin? Edison.
The light bulb?
Light bulb. Edison. Thank you. Benjamin Franklin was the guy with the key on the kite and the lightning. Okay, so are you willing to let go of being told, Heather, either what's wrong with you or what you should do or what you need to do? It's like, zzz, this is the gain card. This is the money card. This is pushing through. And so, okay. So let's use this example because I really want to make myself clear. So gain is a detergent. But where you live, gain may work really well, but where I live, where the water is really hard, it may not work. So my point of telling you this is because something has worked for somebody else, and they're telling you, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, because this really worked for me. Honey, your water may be really hard. And they're from a soft water place. You're moving ahead, you're gaining momentum, keep going, but do you. Heather McBriar, do you. All right, Jeff. I was thinking, I'm going to head up the mountain tomorrow, if you're up there.
You said hello from Greer. And it was just,
Hello from Greer? Okay.
so
See, he's either going up the mountain or he's coming down the mountain. Jeff is a good friend. I'm in Phoenix, everyone, and there's a place, he has a ranch up in Show Low, which is about 2-3 hours away. It's up in the mountains. If any of you have been to Arizona, it's beautiful. A lot of variety here. All right, Jeff. Wait. Just wait. This is the Hangman. Just wait. Don't force, don't push. So when you think about superpowers, you have like Cyclops, he takes his glasses off and he blasts these people with lasers, right? He knocks them on their butts. You've got, Superman, who can, blow this incredible wind and blow buildings down, whatever. Yours is energy coming into yourself and sending out these invisible waves of energy to create what it is that you want. And then be patient with the waves that are in conjunction with the universe to bring that into you. It's formulating, it's creating, but it takes a tremendous amount of energy for something from the spiritual realm to then create into the physical realm. So we're all doing this. This is shaman school. This is honing your psychic abilities. That's what this show is about. So you've done the work, you've done energetically, you've made the cake, now it's in the oven, just wait for it. Okay, my dear Laura. Okay, Laura. Go get her. Go, do. The Frank Sinatra song was not do. No, it's doobie. That's what made the song so popular, is doobie doo. Anyway, it's doing, but then being. So, and Jeff has gotten really good at this and getting better at it. Rather than being caught up in the doing, it's the being for you. So anywhere, Laura, where you've taken judgment on yourself for taking a day off, for taking a break, are you willing to be free of judging yourself of indolence or laziness? Or because there's no accident that people come on the show in order that they come on the show, because this is a lot to do with Jeff, who it's kind of similar to the Hangman, is you are a great creator. You're creating. Use the energy to praise yourself and give yourself some joy to go, oh my God, this really happened. Then it creates more joy for it to create more and more and bigger. And release and clear and destroy and uncreate all fear that it's going to go away if you don't stop doing. because it's just enough for you to be. You're a doer. You're the doer in the beer. Like Jeff, like he creates it. Everything's created twice. Let me put it this way. Everything's created twice. This pen is created twice. First, it had to be created in someone's imagination. Then it was put on paper, and then it was created in the physical. You create really well in your downtime. Give yourself some more downtime. And anywhere where anyone has accused you of being lazy from your past, release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that, please. All right, Kat, here we go. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Independence. That's where we're getting. I love this. What a great energy on this show. Well, Kat, it's the Oppiness card. So remember, Kat, Monday night you had that dissipation of structure. This card is the happiness. And it's the simple things, like getting new curtains. I don't know why this is popping up, but I'm getting like, I don't know if the kids have a birthday party or there's something coming up around a party, and get one of those chocolate fountains or a punch fountain or something that is really unusual. That is such a symbol of your life. It's like fountains are so important to you. What is the deal with fountains? They're just like spilling over with joy and happiness. Whether that's a logo, it's like all of your wishes being fulfilled. It's like the Trevi Fountain. Isn't that in Italy? Rome. Is there something coming up with Rome? Okay, I'll probably have to talk to you on this one, but it's a lot of happiness, like a lot of happiness, but travel too. All right, Jared, Dr. J is in the house. Free of judgment on your passion. This is the Lust card. This is your creative power, Jared. So if we've been judged that, like, say, sex is bad, well, who says? None of us would be here if sex was bad. It's this, again, the judgment on your passion and what it is that you're passionate about. And that just is, I just feel this energy force coming up for you, Jared, that just continues to create, with your singing. So it's like, for you, for singers that are on the show, it's you, and for Tiffany, you're a runner. You've got to have the oxygen, right? You've got to build up the oxygen. If you're a diver, without a scuba tank, you've got to be able to take a breath, hold it, fill your diaphragm, and then let it out when you come up. This is building energy up for this creative power, and letting go of any and all shame around that. Absolutely, completely letting go of any and all shame around that, around this passion. Okay, Tiffany, my dear, here we go. The Magus. Okay, so Tiffany, there's something with Greece, the country, not the bottom of the fry pan after the bacon. It's definitely Greece. You know what? It's also kind of rolling up to Jared and Kat too. So, there's something coming up with Greece, Tiffany. I don't know if there's it's like Greece literature, Greece art, the way oh 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 okay, so Hellenistic, so what Greece would do, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, Tiffany, but what Greece would do is when they went to countries, they wouldn't get slaves and bring them back to Greece. They would actually take their scholars and teach the Hellenistic way. They'd take the scholars to the country that they conquered, and then they took over the country by teaching the country how to be Grecian or Hellenistic. This is something to do with what it is that you're teaching and how you're teaching and what it is that you're going to be writing about and then spreading. It's like an idea that catches on. It's extremely powerful. The Magus. Okay, here we go, Brenda. Thanks for being here. Queen of Wands, Brenda, let her rip. Just let her rip. This is taking more control of your work and what it is that you love doing, not because you have to do it. That's changing. You're moving more and more into what it is that you really love doing in a bigger way. And my dear Cassandra, thank you for being here. We have everybody?
Mm-hmm.
So Cassandra, some people have to thrash in order to get it. This is the oppression card. It is this is something that is not yours. It's like not. Are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate any wanting for anything or anyone else? A wanting. Like, tell the story again, but my niece and I, we were at a seminar, and she and I were working together in a dyad, and she wasn't getting it. So I raised my hand. The instructors of the seminar came over, and I said, my niece isn't really getting it. And they go, oh, really? Well, why do you want her to get it? I went, well, I just want her to be happy. Oh. What if she doesn't want to be happy? It's just simply letting go. It's simply letting go. So you're doing really good. Let go of any of the oppression, but notice it when it comes up in your head. Let it go. Not mine. Return to sender. Bye. We got everybody tonight. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Yeah.
Great show. Okay. I'll read all your comments as best I can. I think can we pull up the Gina says, you're so right on in your analogy with being shocked is spot on. I have a condition that feels like I'm being shocked in my face, tied to releasing all those relationships you spoke about, I believe. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and you're doing it, Gina. You're doing it. But just use your imagination to release it even further. And meditate. Perfect. Okay, I love you all. We'll do this again. Bye.